I always love it when people who've never been on patrol Monday morning quarterback a police officer's actions. So let's start. Was the guy a bit high-strung? Yeah. But this was a chaotic incident, multiple 911 calls from homeowner due-paying residents saying these kids were acting in a fashion that was threatening. These kids were jumping over fences, trashing their vehicles, jumping into the pool, completely unhinged. The cops show up. It's clear from this 7-minute snippet of video for a 35-minute incident, by the way, so we're getting one point of view, that these kids were not responding to anybody's commands or requests. And I'll tell you, if I'm kneeling down trying to subdue a suspect and two people walk up behind me with their hands at the 4 o'clock position, which is the most common to draw a gun, my firearm's coming out to protect my life. I had no problem with him drawing his gun.
Go ahead.
Hey, so John, you say you have no problem with him drawing his gun. I actually saw a lot of the video too. I'm curious though, did you have any problem with the fact that all of those kids that they actually made sit out on the grass were black males? In a very diverse. No, we do know that.
We don't know that. We see 7 minutes.
That was
we see
in
a
that
selectively
clip.
edited video.
In all of the video. In all of the video.
Hold on, exactly.
In all of the video.
35 minutes?
In all of the video.
About 25 of it.
Okay.
No. 7 minutes. And there's another video that the media is not disseminating of the girl who threw the party ripping the hair out of the head of a white resident. That is being
so where was
disregarded.
she? Why was she not the one being pinned down on the ground then? If that's the real issue.
Because hold on, you don't know that.
Here it is.
It's a silly
video.
You don't know that because you got one point of view.
Well, then we have that video we're looking at right now. And again, the police didn't witness this, though. Presumably, this is what was being reported in 911. Let me bring in Areva Martin. I have attorney Areva Martin here. Areva, how do we make sense of all this? I mean, there's differing points of view. There's a lot of disturbing video. There's no doubt about it's disturbing video. It's almost impossible to look at him. And of all the people for him to pick at, the poor,
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, yeah.
I just don't think there's any defense to this, Dr. Drew. We've been so focused in this country around these shooting cases and individuals who've been killed by the police, but we have to roll it back and look at these encounters with police that don't end in anyone dying.
But
they
Areva,
can be equally problematic as this video is.
Hang on, let me be devil's advocate for a second. If 80% of those kids, I mean, there were a couple of them sitting down a lot, but if 80 or 85% just laid down or stood still or did what they were supposed to do, the whole thing would have stopped,
but
right?
That's his job, Dr. Drew. He's the trained professional. He is supposed to show up on the scene and de-escalate the situation. A lot of those kids are running because the police is cursing.
Well,
did everyone hear those profanities?
And let me go back out to law enforcement. John, what do you say to this?
I think it's ridiculous. I think Monday morning quarterbacking a situation from a television studio 1,000 miles and days away is simply silly if you haven't been there. These kids were not compliant. This is not about race. This community is almost identically mirrors the demographic makeup of the U.S. It's about 10% black, 20% Hispanic, 70% white. Black and Hispanic residents are among those calling 911. Are they not allowed to live peacefully simply because the offenders are black?
But
Should we
John,
now give passes to trespassers?
But listen,
it's ridiculous.
But in no way, shape, or form do I want you to think that we are downplaying the fact that police officers put themselves in volatile situations and risk their lives every day that we're so grateful for. But a number of police officers, we had one on last night, have spoken out saying that this is not the right protocol to handle these situations. This isn't right. This is giving police officers a bad name.
Well, look, the guy, yes. Do I think a guy's entire career should be ruined simply because of one 7-minute video where his chief throws him under the bus? No, that's ridiculous.